Hey, go ahead. Tell us.
This is an LCR, stands for light compact revolver. I forget. Anyway, it's a Ruger. This one is chambered in 327 Federal. I'll be shooting 32 H&R, which is a slightly smaller. It's kind of the 38 special to the 357 Magnum. It's a nice light round, so it doesn't have so much recoil, not so painful.
Yeah.
And it's a fun little gun to shoot.
Right, because with the small gun, you told me you tried the same exact model in 38 Special, and that was...
It was brutal.
It was brutal.
And I can't even imagine shooting this gun in 327. I mean, I would think arthritis would set in very quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but this is a nice little defensive gun.
Nice. Very nice. Well, Robbie, because I'm not a revolver expert. I don't even own one yet.
I'm not an expert, but I enjoy
Yeah,
them.
yeah, you enjoy them. Who do you recommend revolvers for? What type of new shooter?
Well, revolvers are an excellent gun for a new shooter who wants to really master the trigger, because a double action trigger is going to teach you trigger control more than a nice light single action trigger. Revolvers have an advantage of not having to rack the slide, so people with problems with that manipulation because of arthritis or other physical limitations don't have to deal with that with a revolver.
Yeah.
Although if that's your limitation, then I would suggest that you consider a gun with a hammer so that you could also cock the hammer. Because if you're physically limited racking the slide, you probably also have trouble with that heavy
double
trigger
action,
pull.
yeah.
Or the short trigger pull is very light.
Okay.
Another thing that revolvers could do that you can't do so much with semi-autos is because inside this grip, it's just a post about this wide. So you can get big grips, you can get little grips, you can really customize the grips on a revolver in a way you can't even come close to a semi-auto. So if you have very, very small hands, a revolver might be something that you can actually get a grip to fit very, very big hands.
Yeah.
So, and they're just fun.
Okay. Great. You sold me. You sold me. When I get enough money, right, I will get a revolver very soon, folks.
This happens to be a Ruger GP 100. It's 357, although I usually shoot at 38 because, again, I don't like the punishment of a 357.
Yeah, and for someone like me, I've shot, because I don't own one, I've shot them. I don't really enjoy heavy double action trigger pulls, but what you've done to this trigger, the double action, is really a lot lighter and smoother than what I've experienced.
It's
yeah, look at that.
It's not that bad. I reduced the hammer spring and the trigger return spring. And those two springs, I reduced them enough to make this a little bit lighter than factory, but not so much that it's unreliable.
Right.
I reduced it from a 16-pound to a 12-pound hammer spring.
Yeah.
You can go down to 9 pounds, but then you're going to have reliability issues, serious reliability issues.
Do you recommend for folks that have a hard time with double action trigger pull, have these modifications done to make it a little bit more easier to manipulate and shoot?
Yeah. They have the double action. Yeah. Or if you have a gun with a hammer, you can go with the single action.
Got it.
The LCR, not this particular caliber, they do have an LCR X, which has an external hammer. Otherwise, this gun is double action only. Yeah. But this is a very nice concealed carry kind of gun.
Okay. But back to my question. It's okay to modify the trigger pull, right, on a revolver for a defensive gun. Is it okay?
Not for concealed carry, at least not that we're aware of.
Yeah, for home defense.
This is my bedside gun. This is my home defense gun. Okay. And yeah, it's absolutely totally appropriate. The only time it's an issue is if you're trying to claim that an accidental shooting, a negligent discharge shooting was the fault of the gun. And then they're going to say, well, what did you do? Is it factory? No, well, it's your fault. You made it too light. Got it. And that's why you had the negligent discharge. So you can't use that and claim that the gun was faulty, because it's my fault if the gun is faulty. I fixed it. I changed it. Yeah. But it's a gun. It's designed to shoot, so making it an easier shooter doesn't change the function of the gun. I intended to shoot in a defensive shooting. It doesn't matter how heavy or light my trigger pull is. Right. If I meant to shoot. Yeah. It's only if I didn't need it.
And folks, unless you are an enthusiast like Robbie, who's been doing this a long time, and you're a new shooter, and any kind of modifications, make sure you run it by a professional gunsmith.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I do a lot of my own gunsmith. I'm a shade tree gunsmith, but you wouldn't fix your own brakes if you've never fixed the brakes on your car, so don't go messing with the internals of a gun without proper guidance.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Robbie.
Thank you. I'm shooting my GP100 38 Special.
And it didn't chip.
There it goes.
Very smooth. I love it.
Let's check the target. Oh, very good.
Oh, you had what? Did you do that on purpose? Did you do that on purpose?